I think it did well in the CGI forums and stuff, like computer generated, techies and all that stuff. But then I don't know if he pitched the concept to Sam Raimi, and Sam Raimi endorsed him and basically said, "Hey, this guy wants to make my movie." Or Sam Raimi found him and said, "Hey, you'd be a great, that's candidate to make my remake."
That's almost what you gotta do. You gotta have a bigger name presenting your stuff.
So yeah, especially.
And that's a really good way in.
Exactly.
So hopefully, like hopefully right now, one great thing about Luchagore is we got into contact with Eli Roth, and he really liked our stuff, and he told us about Crypt TV. So Crypt TV is doing really, really awesome. So we're gonna have some of our work on there, and hopefully that'll just expose us so much more, and just Luchagore can really grow a lot. And yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is right now. You just gotta blow up somehow.
It's a lot of work. It's definitely a lot of work to get yourself to where you want to be, and if anybody ever says it's really easy, then you must have somebody that's really famous in your family that's already going to push you forward, right?
Totally.
So for us, it's a struggle, right? It's an upwards battle, and but we haven't given up, and that's the biggest thing is not giving up and just having faith and knowing where you're going, and
Totally.
If you're questioning yourself, why am I doing this, then you probably shouldn't. We probably all questioned ourselves at one point, because I'm pretty sure I've wanted to kill GiGi numerous of times.
Oh yeah,
and
I don't know.
we've all wanted to bring each other's necks a few times, but we always pull through, and it doesn't last very long, and we get shit done, right? So it's just keep going, and it's the fans that keep us going, right?
Totally.
If people weren't enjoying our work, then we would be questioning why we're filmmaking, right?
Exactly.
So we hope that we can always continue to create new content and have people enjoy it and gain new fans, because that's what we're aiming to do.
It just totally helps that you keep making stuff, and I think that's the biggest advice for anybody starting out in anything, whether it's painting, singing, or filmmaking. Just keep bringing out content, even if your fans are only 100 likes. Just keep bringing them content, and that's how the word spreads, because that's all you got is social media.
Exactly.
Right. What do you think it'll take to make like the mainstream change and give like they took a chance on like Blair Witch and it just blew up and made a ton of money, and then like every movie it seemed like was this found footage kind of
that's
sort of independent kind of thing. I mean, what do you think it would take the industry to just to give a chance to like an independent, like a scripted, non-reality?
I think what it is just something original, even not original, something that is marketable and that you can have a franchise, such as Paranormal Activity. Yes, it's found footage, but we haven't seen something like that at the time since Blair Witch. So that was super sellable, and that indie filmmaker was laughing by the end of it. Like, he just made so much after that. And if we go back to James Wan, when he pitched Saw, he started out just like exactly. Actually, what we're doing for Gigante, we're trying to copy James Wan's steps.
A short film and then a theatrical.
He had a short film. He had the full-length script, and pitched it. That this could totally be a franchise, and it's true. We had yet to see a horror of that type in a while that
the
could
Jigsaw
trend.
horror.
Yeah, and I think it's more. I think for horror, what the studios take a chance on is something that could trend easily.
Well, you got to follow the times too, right? Because you look at like found footage, right? From when Blair Witch came out, that was like kind of like really it wasn't the first original found footage feature film. Obviously, Cannibal Holocaust is that one. Everybody knows that one. I'm hoping you guys have seen that.
Okay, he put his own.
Yeah, he put his.
Of course.
This is a huge fan of that movie.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I have not seen it probably in 25 years. But,
watch it again.
Yeah, you know what? It still feels fresh. It still feels fresh.
Messy.
But yeah, I think there's always a trend in horror, right? And I think right now, like, found footage is just kind of going out the door.
I think
like,
that's dying.
Sure. It's definitely out the door. Supernatural stuff is kind of making a comeback. I think, obviously, even with Poltergeist coming back, the remake, right? Like, that's something that's going to really... I think there's always a transition, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know where it's gonna go. It's hard to tell, but even like, Sinister's coming out, Sinister 2. What else? What other horror movies are coming out that are?
Insidious
3.
Yeah. See, there seems to be that trend right now of paranormal.
Paranormal, like
and it's just gonna keeps changing like that all the time. So
that's why Gigante is such a perfect, like the iconic super slasher, gory shit. Just back onto the.
Yeah, I don't think there could be a more perfect time, really. I mean, because everything is either zombies or like our found footage or paranormal, I can say. So it's really the perfect time to have an original idea like that out there. So
exactly right, but somebody's got to take the chance on it, and that's the biggest thing. Like I have to say, for instance, we're gonna go see this tonight, but Mad Max, really kind of reinventing action sequences again. Like I always like to compare Avengers to Mad, like because the big heavy use of CGI, which in their cases they need to use it because it'd be impossible to create armies of fucking war guys and all that shit. Right?
I actually confessed, I think it was on this show, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, that I am more excited for Fury Road than I am the Avengers. I want to see Mad Max way more.
Oh my god, I'm literally like at the edge of my seat right now because we're gonna see this in like an hour and a half. So it's like I'm preparing myself. So but yeah, like I think
you might cry, Raynor.
I probably will cry because I love Mad Max that much.
I have been wanting to see you cry for a few years.
I know, but yeah, like it's just about reinventing the wheel, right? And everything's always been done. Like films, filmmakers steal from other filmmakers, right? But they create it their own way, right? So like it's something that we can hope to bring back.
You know what? Are also, I think the industry is noticing this problem because even actors are wanting to do more independent horror, such as Elijah Wood. He's really supporting indie horror.
He started up his own company too.
Exactly, and even now I saw an article today of the big actor Michael Fassbender, who's talking about supporting indie horrors and giving new filmmakers a chance because Hollywood isn't doing it. So
it's a thing. Yeah, it's a thing. First and foremost, I want to see Poltergeist 2. I don't know how I'm going to feel without Zelda Rubinstein, though.
It's hard. You know what I mean? Like, think about Mad Max. Mel Gibson being replaced by Tom Hardy, right? So
and no Tina Turner.
Oh yeah, I
Those
know.
Beautiful legs.
Play something tragic, guys.
And I want to know though, because you mentioned it with social media. The last couple days, how do you guys feel about social media as far as it impacts with indie films? Because right now, and I talked to Chief about this today, the biggest thing right now is the Gem and the Holograms trailer hit a few days ago for the new Gem and the Holograms movie, and social media has slammed it from one end of the world to the other because they're saying it's this isn't what you promised us. How big is social media when it comes to being an indie filmmaker and getting your films out there and hearing the responses? Because back in the 90s, unless you heard it from Ebert, you didn't know how a film did.
Exactly. Let GiGi answer. She loves these social media stuff.
What?
No.
No, I think for indie filmmaking, as I said before, that's all you have. And we are so blessed to have that as a marketing tool that is for free.
Twitter, Facebook.
I mean, I just decided to get Twitter not long ago, and that's how I met you guys. Just Twitter, right? And I think
Twitter's
El Gigante has been quite exploding through social media, through Facebook and Twitter, and it's for free. And I think if you're starting out as an indie filmmaker, you need it. Like it's so crucial now. Even big films now have it. Even if it's a big budgeted film, all of them have Facebook. All of them have a fan page and a Twitter page. It just seems to work because that's what people are constantly on now.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's.
And that's how you show your work around the world.
Well, yeah, people are. It's gonna all spread through word of mouth, right? Like if you're not making a feature film and you're making a short film, obviously. YouTube is such a key thing now. Vimeo is very good, have your work exposed on there because people are the high traffic areas is where you want to be. Exactly. And if you make something really cool and it's catchy, it'll take its own course, right? Like I don't know if you guys seen the short film for Leviathan.
No, I'll have to check that out.
No.
Oh, it's an amazing CGI animation. We'll just watch the it's a 3-minute concept, a proof of concept more or less, and it is the next big monster movie. Like, he could fight Godzilla, and he'd probably win. So I don't know, but
oh, I don't know.
Okay, we gotta Godzilla.
Oh,
Godzilla is precious to him.
Godzilla's very precious. I love. Maybe Gamera. Maybe it can be Gamera.
Okay.
But you know what? I thought I actually enjoyed Pacific Rim more than I did the new Godzilla.
You know what? I loved it. You know what? And that's a big budget movie like that actually didn't do quite well in the box office. It did horrible in North America, but it did great in China. It made its money back out there.
And then home video sales, it did actually very well in home video sales and digital downloads.
Exactly. And you know, another film that I think is a really good, and you know, actually one quite successful and properly done remake is Judge Dredd.
Oh yes, love it.
Yeah, absolutely. The Carl Urban Dredd is amazing. I think they nailed it.
My guilty pleasure is still the original though, but you know.
On the law.
Who doesn't love Stallone? Oh, fuck.
I watch it. I don't know if I'm watching. I don't know if I'm watching Dredd or Demolition Man. They're so similar.
Rob Schneider's in both, you know.
Yeah, Rob Schneider is in both.
It would have been.
Yeah.
Demolition Man. Right?
Wesley Snipes. Yeah. The one thing I really do enjoy, and we've said this multiple times to people that have been on our show, is social media, but you are also very involved with the fans on social media. You talk to them, you interact with them.
You're talking to us. It's amazing.
Well, that's
that's how you connect, and you learn so much from your fans. One thing we were learning as Luchagore was growing in the last 2 years, as people started commenting, we realized that people, what they appreciate the most about us is the practical gore that we do. And just the comments, that if you stick to just being so close to your fans, you learn so much. And I think you do.
Well, no, you do, but like, say if
and they appreciate it. Fans appreciate it if you talk back. A lot of people don't talk back to their fans, and I think that's so
as you continue to grow, I could see that, you know, being harder because a million people are messaging you.
Still
you're gonna do like one universal message. No, I know, but like,
is it hard to keep that line separate of, like, you know, you don't want to be influenced by your audience either. You want to still do your own thing and not have them, you know, tell you what to do. So is it hard to keep a balance between that? When you're a filmmaker, when your ideas are in danger of being manipulated, let's say.
I totally agree, and I think it also it comes to a point where I don't know how to say this with where it could also not scary, but it could the word's not scary or intimidating, but it's also, you have to remember that you got to keep bringing shit back that is just as good or better than what you last brought.
Yeah.
So there's always that. I don't know the word to say it. That
plate on your head.
Yeah, that's always going to be on your head, too. If your fans love the last thing you made, you got to fucking bring it back with something better.
Who knows? We might throw a curveball and make a love movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I'm really into that. The romantic, Luchagore. Yeah, no.
Animated savage for some reason.
El Gigante meets a lady with a burlap sack on her head.
There you go.
Valentine's.
Princess, but...
Now you have been shopping. You've been taking. I don't want to say shopping. You've been taking the film out to film festivals and things like that. What has been the general response at these festivals?
It's been quite awesome. Yeah. No, I think it's been quite great to have them. You know, we've been screening all over the world now, and it's everybody that has seen it at festivals have loved it. They're always asking, you know, are you making the feature? What's going on? And I think one of the biggest things for us is that, you know, we have gotten in contact with Raven Banner Entertainment. They helped make Turbo Kid was one of the most recent ones that is coming out, and Wolf Cop. So, and they loved our work so much that, you know, they've kind of
They're really helping us get
things out there even more
and do the right steps to get the amount of funding we want for Gigante. Because